If you're using ChatGPT or Cursor to do coding, one of the annoying problems is when the language model doesn't understand your folder structure. It doesn't know where the files are located relative to each other, and this causes issues. So I'm going to show you a solution. It's called Flatten, and you can check it out on GitHub. Here we are in the repo, and quite simply, it provides an sh script that flattens your repo structure into one file and optionally then flattens all of the text in your repo into another file. So I'm going to show you how this is used. To do that, I'll copy the sh file here, which is called fr for flatten repo. And then I'm going to do chmod to give it permission to run. So let's take that and head over to a repository that I'm working on for an app, Trelis Assistant. Let's go to that repo. And I'm going to run the curl command and chmod. So that's created this flattenrepo.sh or fr.sh file. And when I run that with ./fr.sh, it's going to tell me that the repo structure has been created and it's present here in repo structure.yaml. And this is useful because now if I want to ask some questions, say of maybe my app.js file or my app.py, I can also include the repo structure here. And I can ask questions now like, where is app.js located relative to app.py? And because I've given it the structure, they're located in different directories. And yes, it gets the correct folder here because I've given it the structure. Just a few notes on what the script is doing. It's going to skip over any binary files. It's going to skip over any gitignore files. That makes sure it won't include your environment variables. But additionally, if you want to exclude specific files or folders, you can do touch and then flatten ignore. And it actually should be .flattenignore. And within the flattenignore file, you can include a file or a folder. For example, this one here, worker.py. And now when I rerun fr.sh, it's going to exclude that file from what I've written. So let's just exclude this file here as well. So now I'm excluding two different files, run flatten, and yeah, you can see they're being excluded. One further thing you can do is add another option here, which is ffc for flatten full contents. And if I run this, it will create a structure, but it will also create a flattened repo. And here it's going to exclude the sh script for flattening. It'll exclude everything in gitignore and exclude everything in flattenignore. And it's going to wrap any of the file contents in these XML tags. You can see here for requirements, or if I go down here to the bottom, let's see what the last file is. It's test scripts embed speed.py. You see it includes the full path here, which helps as well. So this XML tagging is helping the language model to understand the content as well. And if I wanted, I could pass that in here as an argument. That will be the full repo contents. That's maybe a bit too much, but it's an option. It is useful if you have shorter repos or if you have long context windows. For example, if you're working on Gemini Pro or Gemini Flash, which have very long context windows, you could just put in that full file contents. So that's the overview of flatten.sh. You can check it out over on GitHub. It's on Trelis Research, and let me know of any questions. Cheers.